All right, students, I have a real fun, kind of easy, chill out day, silly drawing for us to do today. I'm calling these ugly bear sweaters. I know you guys may have heard of ugly sweaters around holiday time or winter time. Kind of a funny way to wear like a really over the top, crazy pattern sweater. I actually don't think they're ugly. I think they're fun. But you can be silly and make yours a, ugly sweater if you want to. We're going to draw a real simple kind of sweet little fluffy bear and give it a fun silly sweater. You can make your sweater however you want. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to draw this kind of simple bear shape. I think it's kind of fun to think about drawing with different shapes and lines. I think a lot of people get stressed and they think, I can't draw this animal or thing they want to draw. If you just think about it in terms of shapes or lines, it's really not that bad. So I want to show you something like this. Just like a bear is mostly kind of U-shaped or that rainbow kind of shape, just over and over again. So I want to show you some tips and tricks on how to get a bear shape kind of like this. And then you can go crazy giving your bear a sweater. So this is what it might kind of look like when you're done. We'll start with pencil, and then you can go bonkers coloring with crayons or colored pencils or markers or whatever you have handy or whatever we're using in class today. So I'm going to flip this paper over and show you fresh from the beginning. I think it's actually a little easier to start by drawing the kind of body, the kind of sweater of our bear first. And we're making this a real simple curve, kind of like a rainbow type of shape. It's like the curve of our bear's shoulders. So almost like a rainbow kind of shape. And it should take up almost half of your paper. So kind of think of half of your paper. Here's the middle, about half of your paper. And we want to see the corner of his shoulder. So I'm going to start kind of here and make a big curve. Doesn't have to be perfect. That got a little bigger than I planned, but that's okay. Just give yourself a big curve. Then we're going to kind of do the same curve on the top for the head. So I'm going to give him another curve. I'm going to make him a little more straight. And it can almost go to the top. See how I'm drawing really light? So if I don't like a line, I just go over and draw it a little bit different. And then when we go back and make it darker later, you can erase the lines you don't like and pick the line you do like and make it darker. So we're actually going to get rid of this little part of the line. That was just kind of to help us. We want to make kind of where his chin would be or the bottom of the sweater. So where the side of his neck is, I'm going to curve it around like where his neck and sweater are touching. Ooh, right now it kind of looks like an astronaut. I'm going to kind of fix my line here and make his shoulders a little curvier because I feel like it. You can make your guy however you want. So I'm making those sketchy lines, and then I can erase the lines I don't like. Really easy. And the lines I do like, I can go back and make darker in the end. You can even go back at the end and trace it with a dark marker or crayon, and that will make those lines stand out a little better. So, head shape. Cool. I think it was kind of berry already. Get it? That's a berry, Eckleberry joke. So, for the ears, it's the same line. We're just going to do them sideways over here on the side. So that same kind of rainbowy curve, give yourself one on the side and one on the other side. And if they don't match, whatever, man, he's a lopsided bear. That's how he wants to be. I'm actually going to fix mine a little bit. Good thing I drew light. Easy to erase. There we go. There's some cute little ears. I'm gonna get rid of some of those lines. So you might see like on a toy bear or something, there's like that pink little inside of the ear, like the where the hair is and the inside of the ear. So you're just copying that line, just make it a little bit smaller. So think of that line you drew and draw it a little bit smaller. And that's like the inside of the ear. So look at that. We just did the same line over and over again, just different sizes, and you got shoulders, head, ears, and everything. Kinda the same for his little muzzle, that kind of part of the bear or a dog where you see where their mouth kind of comes out to a pointed part. I think it looks kind of like the shape of a pear, but really that same kind of curve. I'm put right about in the middle of his head, kind of like that little rainbow line. And then I'm going to go a little bit bigger, kind of an upside down rainbow line underneath it. Like that. Oh, that looks a little different from how I did it before. I can't remember how I did it. Oh well. Kind of like that. Kind of sure we're getting there. Kind of like that, like a little curve and then a bigger curve, kind of Perry shaped. Yeah, I did it different before, I guess. I guess I did it flat on the bottom. So kind of a curvy shape, it's kind of flatter on the bottom. Yeah, however, right? however you would like to make your little bear muzzle. Kind of like that. Works for me. So this is like his snout. That's the word I'm trying to think of, his snout. Now, the nose part of his snout, kind of down here in the bottom, it's an upside down triangle shape. You might use this shape a lot for animal noses. And then sometimes you'll see this, especially on a toy teddy bear, you see this little straight line down and kind of a curved line. It looks kind of like their little bear lips. It's kind of cute. And then if you want to give the idea, the kind of a hint that there's whiskers, instead of drawing straight lines, you can draw that. I think it's fun to draw little dots, like you're looking at his little whisker marks, like that. Beep, 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 whisker marks. So that's like his snout, a little bear snout. That's like the top of his snout, kind of like the bridge of your nose. And to give us some eyes, you can have fun, make your eyes however you want. I thought for this one for today, I think sometimes big googly eyes look fun, and sometimes little cute beady eyes I think are fun. Just kind of what you feel like. So for this bear, I feel like little tiny beady eyes are kind of cutie. Makes his head look all big and fluffy because he's got these little tiny eyes. And you could color them later, but I know a lot of students like to do this. I do too, where you make a little circle, and that's like the shine on the eyes. So you color all the eye dark, but you leave that little circle white. So it looks like the shiny spot on the eye. So a little circle and then a really tiny circle, and then you color in around it. And you can color later with crayons and marker. I'm just trying to show you now. So it looks like he's got tiny little eyes that have a little shiny spot. I think this bear looks kind of more like a toy bear than a real bear, but that's kind of the vibe I'm feeling for my bear today. So there we go. That's our basic bear kind of shape. If you want to give your bear a fuzzy, furry look, there's a lot of ways to do it. I'll show you kind of a fun, quick way to do it. Just by making little tiny lines. A straight line. We're just going to do a lot of them. I like to go around the eyes first. It makes his eyes look like they're really bright and he's really happy. So there's some fuzzy fur lines around his eyes. I'm going to go around his muzzle, around his snout too. And you can leave it like that. I'm going to do some more. I'm just going to do a bunch kind of everywhere. And they don't have to be perfect. Something small like little lines can just give the effect of fur. Now he looks like a fuzzy bear. You can do the same around the ears. I'm going to go kind of around that center part of his ear because I think it's cute. Look at that fuzzy wuzzy bear. Super cute. All we did was curvy rainbow lines and some circle lines and some straight lines. Simple, right? You don't have to get so stressed about drawing. Just think of anything you want to draw. Try to break it down into what shapes make that object or make that animal. And this is kind of a good example. Now we get to the sweater. I wanted to help you with your kind of bear head, but the sweater, I want you to go crazy and make it all you. You could do any kind of shapes you want. I think it's kind of fun to do stripes and then put a different pattern in every stripe of the sweater. We're thinking like crazy holiday winter sweater. So maybe it's got like Christmas trees or candy canes or stars or, you know, zigzaggy shapes, maybe circles on this one. I'm making mine simple and you can make yours way cooler. Maybe this one's got like wavy lines in this stripe. I'm making each stripe of my sweater really different. And maybe, yeah. Let's see, the bottom one, maybe I'll do, I don't know. How about, I'm going to do triangles. I'm going to do one row of triangles that way, and I'm going to do one row of triangles upside down. You can go crazy and do whatever you like. I think it's kind of fun this way, and that way you can experiment with a lot of different patterns. Then go back and color and use any kind of colors you have, whatever you have handy or whatever we're using in class today. And I like to make each stripe of the sweater really different. So maybe this one's all blue and green, and this one's all pink and purple, and this one is red and orange, whatever. You can kind of have fun, but I think it makes them look really interesting if each stripe is really different. You're adding variety to your drawing. That's something we've probably talked about before that can really give your art a really finished look if you have a lot of variety. If his sweater was all the same, it could be pretty, but it wouldn't quite be as interesting. And make your lines different too. Some could be thick lines, and some could be thin lines. Some can be curvy lines, some can be straight lines. That variety of line and the variety of patterns can really give your sweater some interest. And a pattern is something that repeats, you know? So big circle, little circle, big circle, little circle, big circle, little circle. So that gives a lot of interest and cool detail to your bear. Have fun. Try out some fun, interesting, different things with lines and shapes and patterns in your sweater, and then give it some cool color. Have fun, give it a try, and make some art.